Moving to South Korea was the most impactful, life-changing thing that I could have ever done for young Natalie. My world was my little town of Orlando. And now going to another country, putting myself in an environment where I don't speak the language, I'm not surrounded with people who look like me, I don't work with anybody that can talk like me, and I made shit happen. If you have been following me through my whole traveling journey, you have seen me grow, evolve into this person that you see in front of you. And I think I mentioned this in my last YouTube video that this channel, which was founded on the basis of traveling, this was Traveling Nat, is evolving and, like I said, is going to transition into now Fabulous Nat. Fabulous Nat has been my OG handle since before I moved to Korea, before I started doing a whole bunch of traveling. Being fabulous is something that resonated with me because that's what I saw for myself. That's what I felt for myself. And so Fabulous Nat is me. And so this channel is now going to be called Fabulous Nat. And on this channel, my goal is to empower women just like yourselves to overcome your own self-doubt, your own self-limitations, so you can chase after your dreams, whatever you want to achieve or accomplish in your life, fabulously. As I reflect on my life, there were several very key opportunities that changed the complete trajectory of my life. Who I thought I was wanted to be, who I was planning on being, definitely did not play out the way that I thought it was going to play out. Reflecting on my life, reflecting on really how your life kind of is like a big puzzle piece is so important. Let me get into this analogy. When you have the ability to sit and reflect on, what got me to where I am right now? What did I have to go through in order to reach the success that I'm at? Or what did I go through to reach the low that I'm at right now? And once you start really seeing all of the little choices that you make, all of the little opportunities, all of the failures, the mistakes, everything that really led up to where you are right now, you can see that pulled out is the bigger story. But when you're zoomed in, looking at the puzzle itself, things don't make sense. Things don't have a piece or a place to go in. And a lot of times you're just trying to figure out, why am I going through this? What is a reason why I need to go through this right now? This doesn't make sense. What's the next stage? What's the next piece that connects to this? Sometimes you don't even identify what that next piece is until you get to where you need to be and you reflect. The first thing that really pushed me out of my comfort zone was following what I love to do, following what brought me joy to the most deepest level. And for me, that was dance. I did not know what I was getting myself into. I just knew I loved to move my body. I was actually born with a rare condition called tibial hemimelia, which is where your tibia bone stops growing while you're still in the womb being created. And so when I was born, I was kind of born with a cleft foot, and the best option that the doctors came up with was to amputate my leg. And so the week before my first birthday, my right leg was amputated. One of the most influential people in my life was one of my ex-dance teachers, and I was taking a hip hop class from him for about a year before I even let him know about my prosthetic leg. All of my life, really, up until that point, I hid the fact that I had a physical disability. And that's a completely different, that's another video that I could get into. But the reason why I hid my physical disability was because the weight of what other people thought, especially my peers thought about me, weighed so heavily on me and what I felt about myself. And so I hid my leg. I wore bell-bottom jeans. I wore loose pants. I didn't want anybody to think that I was any different from them. After dancing with that dance teacher for a year in hip hop, they opened up the applications to be considered for company, the dance company. And once you're a part of the dance company, it's expected that you are learning all different dance styles, tap, hip hop, ballet, jazz, lyrical, everything, because that helps to strengthen your diversity and your technique as a dancer. So I came to him one day and I was like, "Hey, so I really want to try out for the company, but I have a fake leg and I don't think I could do it." And he looked at me and he was like,
You got a what?
I was like, yeah, I am an amputee. And he's like,
Natalie, you're telling me that you were in my hip hop class dancing like that for 1 year and I did not know you had one leg? Sign up for company. Sign up for company. I have no doubt that you will be fine in every dance genre that I put you in. For sure.
and that was the little voice that I needed in my head to be like, oh, I can do this. And so I signed up for a dance company and I got in. Me getting into dance company and putting myself into ballet classes, putting myself into jazz. Now, mind you, I'm about what, 14, 15, never done ballet before, never done jazz before, never done anything that required me to jump off of one leg and land on a fake leg, like none of that. Pirouettes, nothing. I really just dove into this because I knew it just felt right. I had to fight myself every step of the way. Every time I had to wear a leotard and my leg was out in front of my peers, that was me sitting in uncomfortability because that's something I never had to do. But as the years went on and I was doing what I loved over and over again, that feeling of uncomfortableness, I got comfortable in. Dance showed me what I was capable of with my limitations. Dance is what brought me to being the fabulous, the confident, the loving, the expressive, the open person that I am today because no longer did I feel like I had to hide. I loved what I was doing. When you love something so much that you can sit in being uncomfortable, that's where a shift in trajectory happens. The next thing that really changed the trajectory of my life was going to college. Now, wait, it's not for what you think, okay? I think that not necessarily everybody needs to go to college because you don't need to go to college, honestly, to be successful in this world. I wholeheartedly believe that. But what going to college did do was surround me with like minded individuals. It surrounded me with people that were thinking at a different level that made me be like, wow, is that really what's happening in the world? I got to see people like myself doing things I didn't even think about doing. And once you're in an environment where you see you're empowered by your peers, when people are doing great things, that is when you start to see what is actually possible. The close relationships that I formed in college also pushed me outside of my comfort zone. They pushed me to join organizations I never even envisioned joining. They pushed me to go to events that I didn't even know were things. They opened my mind to different possibilities, to different ways of thinking, to different ways of living that was out there. Those people also taught me some of my biggest lessons. I had one of the biggest heartbreaks in college, and that heartbreak was a friendship. Through those relationships, it taught me what I wanted in my future relationships, in my future friendships moving forward. The heartbreak, the disappointment, the fun and the laughter, the great times, the sitting sideways, like all of those things were such great experiences in my college years that I needed to have that pulled me out of childhood and threw me into young adulthood. From being in those organizations, I learned a lot about myself, that I actually like to work with people, to manage people, to put on events, to be creative. It showed me that I have so many other talents outside of academia than I even imagined that I had. Going to university was one of the stepping stones I needed in order to get to my next life changing moment, which was moving and living abroad. As many of you know, I moved abroad to South Korea in 2015 and I stayed there for 5 years of my life. Moving to South Korea was the most impactful, life changing thing that I could have ever done for young Natalie. My world was my little town of Orlando. And now going to another country, putting myself in an environment where I don't speak the language, I'm not surrounded with people who look like me, I don't work with anybody that can talk like me, and I made shit happen. I put myself out there to meet new friends. I had to find the empowerment within myself to walk through a society and a country whose beauty standards were definitely not this. I was plus size in a very weight conscious society as well. I grew up fat, and it was always seen as, for me, as something that needed to be fixed. But once I got to a country where I was the complete opposite of everything, I had to dig deep within myself and find it. So I was not brought down with those negative thoughts. Being in Korea helped me to stop worrying what other people think. And this is one of the main reasons why I say you need to live abroad. Get out of your country. Like, not even out of your state, out of your country. Be uncomfortable. Live in uncomfortability. Push yourself. Even if it's a year, that's a year of life. And when else do you have the opportunity to do that? You have the least amount of responsibilities in your 20s. You have the flexibility. You have the time, the energy, the physical capability. Do it. And I promise you, it will change your life. And I really don't think that it will be for the negative. Everybody that I have encountered who has lived abroad has always said that it has changed them themselves for the better. Not saying that their experiences in the country that they had has all been positive, but the change that they see within themselves has improved their life. For so long, I always considered what other people were thinking or feeling or perceiving about me. That has been the weight of my life since I was small with my leg. I was tired. I was exhausted. When I came to Korea, I knew I was going to show up as boldly, as brightly, as loudly as I could, because that is the person that I wanted to be. I didn't want to hide no more. I didn't want to put myself down. I didn't want to try to squeeze myself into this piece of their puzzle. My puzzle's different. My puzzle's special. I'm not meant for your puzzle. Once I stopped waiting for permission from other people to believe that I'm enough, I leveled up. The way that I thought about myself changed. The way that I felt about myself changed. The way that I expressed myself changed. I was like, who cares if I'm loud? That's who I am. Who cares if I'm animated? That is exactly who I am. I am a lot of person. And that is just fine. Surrounding myself with people who are light has been the most rewarding thing in my life. I'm shouting out every single one of my friends right now. Y'all are the most beautiful human beings I am blessed to call my friends. There are literally no words I can say to thank you for the value that you've added into my life, the love that you've added into my life, the fulfillment of just connection. I love my friends. They are my loudest cheerleaders. They push me through everything that I've gone through. They've supported me through everything, all of my lows. Like they are my second family. They are my family. I don't need an entourage. I don't need people who are wishy-washy in my life. I don't need people who use my insecurities against me. I need love. And that is for me, the single most important thing that you can grasp in your life is holding on to the friendships, to the family that are light in your life. They're not judging you. They're not telling you what you're doing wrong. They're honest with you, but there's not jealousy. They want the best for you, and you want the best for them. I hope that everyone watching this can find friends of light, family of light, because when you have that in your back pocket, oh, you think that I achieved something now? You think that I'm successful now? Just wait. Just wait. Because now I have an army of people that are supporting me, that are pouring into me. I don't have to second guess myself. They see it. They see what's within me. I see what's in me. And they just want the best. Your circle has the power to lift you up or to take you down. If you feel like you're being taken down, that's not a friend, that's a hater. No matter how long you've been in that relationship with that person, if they are not lifting you up, they do not have your best at heart. Anyways, those are some of the most influential things in my life that completely shifted me into the person that I am today. I know that, I'm only 31 now. And so I'm grateful to have learned what I've learned in just these past 30 years of life. I'm excited to know what's going to happen in the next 30 years of life. What has been the most influential things in your life that created the person who you are today? I want to know those things down in the comments below. I want to engage with you guys. I want to hear your struggles. I want to hear what your challenges are. What are you trying to explore and get into? Where are you trying to go? Who is the best version of you? What does she look like? What does he look like? If you could think it, you could be it. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys next video.